this one actually.
We're not just gonna.
Right here we have a product from Certainty. It's a ventilation system for houses that don't have soffit vents. For instance, if you look down here, if this was your wall and your siding and there would be no soffit, there's no way for you to actually have soffit vents. This vent here actually sits on the eave, and you can see with this cut here, it's very specific in where you actually cut that. Usually it's about 3/4 of an inch to an inch, and that's going to give you your intake ventilation for your roof system. Without intake, you're not going to have a properly ventilated roof. You have to have about 50% intake and 50% exhaust. Now this system here, you install with ice and water, usually about an 18-inch piece that you lay on here, and that's this ice and water membrane that's self-adhering. And then once you lay that down, you know, you would cut this first, and then you'd cut that over that notch, because this is where it's going to breathe. Now keep in mind right here for demonstration purposes, it is cut close to the rake end, but in actual roof installation, there's actually a dimension that you need to keep away from those areas. Even though you're going to run this all the way across, you don't need to have that cut all the way to the end as well. But for demonstration, it's just there to show you that gap that's needed, and it also shows you here on the top of that vent, that's so you don't put any nails over this area. You don't want to have a nail because that will be a leak. You actually have down here below the recommended nail line is where you put your fasteners. So once you install this over your drip edge and your ice and water membrane, you install this on the recommended area, so I already have pre-drilled holes for you to nail that. Then you're going to also install, and you can see right here the little section, another 18-inch or so up to 20-inch piece of ice and water. Larger if it's recommended in your area. Certain areas above 7,000 elevation here actually require that to be 24 inches inside of the interior of the exterior wall. But just for installing this, you could just get by with an 18-inch piece, but that's not required. And that goes over the top, and then you install this vent. But this is that option for homes that don't have the intake ventilation that's needed. This is going to give you that and properly ventilate your roof so you have no issues with your roof system.